Well, my name is Frank van Meel. It's obvious a Dutch name. I'm Dutch, and I always wanted to do something with cars. So after school I went to Berlin to study automotive engineering. My last job with Audi was head of Quattro GmbH, the high performance brand with Audi, and then I moved to BMW in 2014. Well, the M cars always were the icon. There were so many movies with M cars and so many cool stories about M, and M was always about motorsports, and it was the clean racing machine. So I think M always was an icon and always was a dream for me, and now finally the dream came true. I think what makes M so special is that it comes from racing, and that it really kept this racing spirit. It's all about dynamics, it's about agility, it's about precision, it's about grip at the front axle, it's about the feeling you have with the car, that you really have the feeling you're in control and the car does exactly what you want it to do. The purpose of M Performance is that if you look at the past, there was always the base car lineup from BMW AG, and then there was a pure M, with a huge gap between the pure M and the base cars. And there were many people saying, I don't want to jump that far. If you look at the history of the M3, it all started out with a 4-cylinder, then it went to a 6-cylinder, naturally aspirated, 8-cylinder high ref engine, then now we do have a 6-cylinder inline turbocharged engine. So what you can see there is that there is no technological dogma, it's more about the philosophy. So that's what I really want to keep for M. The typical philosophy, what does M stand for? And an M has to drive like an M always has driven. Well, currently I think a 4-cylinder high-performance car is some kind of difficult issue, because it's also about drivability, and with a 4-cylinder engine you have a problem with low-end torque. So for us it's for everyday drivability a little bit difficult to use a 4-cylinder engine for that purpose. However, I don't want to say it's not possible for the future, because with electrification coming up in the future as well, there might be some combinations that make sense indeed in the future. Well, I think at the end of the day, also M will be electric. However, that will take some time, because if we look at today's status of electrification, it puts a lot of weight into a car, and since M is coming from the track, we're keen about weight and also about power to weight ratio. And with electrification we don't get this right balance right now, because we put too much weight into a car. Well, what's important is, even if you talk about all-wheel drive, the car has to drive like today's rear-wheel drive. That's more or less the key issue. And as long as that is possible, an all-wheel drive is not out of the question. But it's not so easy to achieve this vehicle dynamics, so there has to be a lot of brain work if you want to go that direction. What I can say for M is that there are many employees within M that already have been there for 10 years, 15 years. What I do not see is that there has been a shift of personnel to Project I. What I do see is that we talk to each other and that we use each other's technologies, because Project I came to M in the early stages to look at the carbon fiber roof from M3, M4, how that has been assembled, how the production processes were, and they enhanced the processes, they put it to the next step. So now we're profiting again as M from that, what Project I has done to carbon fiber technology, the lessons learned they've had, and the progress they've made towards carbon fiber. And also, if you look at the M4 GTS on the interior, in the door panels, we used the material from the Project I from the i3, the Navarro, because it's a very lightweight material that's also suited for racing as well.